Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. And today I would be talking about head and shoulders pattern. So this is again an indicator in the candlelight where head and shoulders is how the indicator looks like. So the formation of head and head and shoulders pattern will is looks at a certain times on certain stocks, of course. So let's see how it is actually formed, and it's seen at the market tops. And formation of the pattern is left shoulder is price rise followed by a left price peak followed by a decline. Now head is actually price rise again forming a higher peak. Now shoulder, right shoulder, actually shows a decline occurs once again followed by a rise forming the right peak, which is lower than head. So it might sound confusing. This is exactly how a typical head and shoulders looks like on the daily chart. So on the left hand side it's a shoulder, on the right hand side is the right shoulder, and then it's a head. So there is also something called inverse head and shoulders seen at market bottoms. So actual head and shoulders pattern would look is seen as the market tops, and inverse will look at exactly the opposite, as you can see here. So it's exactly opposite, head and shoulders upside down. And this is basically the formations are rarely perfect. You to identify that, you need some experience to look at it. And if someone says that there is a head and shoulders pattern already, then you can actually watch that, keep watching it to understand that pattern. Now, how to trade with this pattern? It's very important that the traders wait for the pattern to complete. Now, one should not assume that a pattern will develop and a partially developed pattern will become complete in the future, and then based on that, if you are taking a position, then that may not be the right approach. So a trade can be initiated as the pattern completes, and plan the trade beforehand, writing down the entry, stops, and profit targets. And that's exactly how you should um, trade with head and shoulders pattern. But just to this video is more about what exactly is that pattern and how you can utilize that information to trade with your strategies. So again, some of the basics are mentioned here, but I do not want to go into that details as such. In a live markets example, it makes sense when I actually show you a real time example. But just to understand the terminology is much more important before you jump into understanding what is a head and shoulders pattern. So this pattern, again, just like any other indicator, is not perfect. No indicator is 100% perfect, but there are several reasons why the chart pattern theoretically works. The market tops is usually used for this reasoning, but it applies to both. So in inverse, head and shoulders is used at market downs or downward trend again. So there are a lot of pitfalls too. So again, as I told you, in a live market, when you see this pattern, you have to see markets how it is behaving. So this is exactly the same with any other indicator or patterns, where first understand the pattern. If you are really liking the pattern and something, then you follow the trend and keep doing a paper trading on that, and then see how it works. Most of these indicators are accurate, or 60 to 80% accurate, or again, that is another debate which will keep on arguing. And once you understand the pattern, it's equally important how you gonna trade with it. That's something which many people fail to realize. Is just understanding the pattern is enough, is not really is not enough, but you have to understand how it works, on what conditions it works. So hope you enjoyed this informative video. As I told you, head and shoulders pattern is also a very good and powerful indicator, but one needs to know when you should apply this. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any feedback or clarifications, please feel free to write to me or comment. I'll be happy to take your feedback and also clarify your questions. Thank you, and I will see you again on my next